Hi, everyone. Well, the four of us at the barn are hanging in there. We are all healthy. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for John and Christy. They are both definitely under the weather, and we're trying to help where we can. Our goal in coming to Sailboat Cove was to help John and Christy complete some long-term projects, like repairs on the ramp supports. COVID changed that, and we found it hard to do much without John and Christy's input. Before John and later Christy felt the full effects of COVID, John and Lee built a mounting bar for two 9.9 outboards, one which needs a new head gasket and the other that needs a rebuild of the lower drive. The motors are now awaiting the arrival of parts. Rounds from the tree that fell and did so much damage to the hoop house in 2017 have been cut away in the intervening years, and this tree is almost exhausted as the remainder of the trunk is perched precariously downslope and poses a danger to cutting more rounds. It was great fun to watch John roll the round down the hill to the road below, where, with the handy tractor, he lugged it to the woodshed to be split. John also brought the smoker up from the woodshed to our front door for us to set up and prepare for a batch of red salmon to smoke. John and Christy had frozen these red salmon in a large block of ice in anticipation of us coming last summer, which didn't happen because of COVID. We are finding the thawed salmon has a different texture to the fresh, and it will be interesting to see how it smokes. For more details on smoking salmon, see episodes 43 and 62. When we got around to splitting the rounds to get the winter wood supply going, we ran into a little glitch. By this time, both John and Christy were in bed feeling ill, and we couldn't get the splitter started. The next day, John got out of bed briefly to show Lee how to start it, and we were in business. Until we got to the really large rounds, which were too much for Ika and Lee to manhandle. In the morning, a day or two later, John, who is a wizard at manipulating the jaws of the backhoe, moved the rounds into position, and Christy positioned and operated the splitter. They split the rounds into large chunks for us to later split into proper size for the wood stove. By the time the rounds were quartered, they were exhausted and headed back to the house for the remainder of the day. We had plenty of wood to keep us busy for a couple of afternoons, and all four of us pitched in. Now, John and Christy have a partial winter supply. So, hope it works. We'll see. Our adventures in cooking continue. We have enjoyed spicy smoked salmon sushi rolls, and Ika introduced us to the Korean dish bibimbap.
And bunch of sauce. when you're ready to eat, just kind of like mix everything and eat it with the salmon.
I love it. We are hoping John and Christy will have a speedy recovery. In the meantime, we feel inadequate without their presence in getting projects done around here, and we all miss them so much. Join us next week as our saga continues. So until then,